From the end of World War II until the early 90s, the world faced a period of heightened international tension and competition. The U.S. and the non-communist world faced extraordinary circumstances which they saw as a threat to world peace, democracy, and security. During the Cold War, Americans felt threatened by the possibility of a nuclear war and sought ways to survive an attack. Bunkers were starting to be built in America in 1949 when Truman announced that the Soviet Union had tested their first atomic bomb.
A bomb shelter is a civil defense measure intended to reduce casualties in a nuclear war. A basic bomb shelter consists of shielding that reduces gamma ray exposure. Concrete, bricks, earth, and sand are some of the materials that are mainly used to provide protection from nuclear bombs. Concrete in this particular occasion was the favored building material of the bomb shelter. The walls of concrete were 12 inches thick. The federal government recommended the fallout shelters be placed in the basement or, in this case, buried in the backyard. The idea was to get as much mass as possible between the survivors, the detonation, and its after effects. About 8 feet wide and 8 feet tall, this bomb shelter has a comfortable occupancy of about 6 people.
Ventilation in the shelter was provided by a hand-cranked blower attached by a pipe to a filter mechanism on the surface. By turning the crank, the shelter would be ventilated with fresh air filtered to keep out the radioactive particles.
There are 2 ventilation holes, one for a radioactive particle filter and one as a fresh air vent.
Bomb shelters were placed around our area because it was near a military base and the citizens knew that they lived near a potentially targeted area. But after the Cold War continued and neither side actually bombed the other, these bomb shelters ended up never being used.